part of what you're doing, Chris, this $1 million 5-year mentorship program to support underrepresented composers. And this is something that came up at a lot of the film festivals that we went to. They said, we like score film music documentary. The one question that I have, though, is how come there aren't more women? How come there aren't more people of color? And there are some great examples of both of those, but not as many as you might expect.
It's limited
in a musical field. At the Calgary Film Festival, which you attended with me, we got that question. You said, "Well, let me answer that. This is something that is an issue. Tell me a little bit about what led you to really trying to champion this cause."
Well, you guys are very polite because you're using such mild words to describe what is an disaster. Make a list in your head of the top 100 media composers, film, TV, commercials, video games, documentaries, whatever. How many people of color are on that list? How many women are on that list? And I think the number total is fewer than 5. You could argue about who might make, on the bubble, the top 100, like... one of our foremost African-American composers, great composer, Terrence Blanchard, does he make that top 100 list? Probably. But are there any others? And it's really, really appalling. And I always was a little bit too into my own career, a little bit too into my own thing to really do anything about it. But there was a voice in the back of my head that spoke up every once in a while saying, you're the beneficiary of this situation, and that's awesome for me, but, this industry is, from purely a creative perspective, suffering from a lack of different voices. And so, one day when I have time and money, I'll do something about it. And, a few years later, one day when I have time and money, I'll do something about it. A few years later, one day, and then a few years later, I had time and money. And that was a couple years ago when I took 6 months off just to take a break from film scoring, recharge my batteries a little. And I thought, that's one of the things I'm gonna actually work on during my time off. And then I had a lot of lunches with a lot of different people, picking their brain, like how do we solve this problem? It's really tough. And part of the problem is the pool of composers is so small.
Right.
I would ask a head of music at a studio, why don't you hire more composers who are women or people of color? And they would say, because there aren't any. And of course that isn't true. But from their perspective, I understand why they say that, because, their job isn't to go out and find these undiscovered talents. Their job is to find people that have enough experience to make sure that their bosses
Especially
will
the
feel
big
comfortable.
projects, you would think.
Exactly.
You don't want to take that risk.
It's a big risk.
Bringing a rookie in and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a chicken and egg problem, of course, classic. So for that side of things, I've been teaching high school kids. I've done 2 sessions so far, one a couple years ago at Centennial High School in Compton, and just finished a couple of classes at Fauché Academy, which is by USC, and just trying to expose the amazing, wonderful, often very creatively rewarding industry we all work in, and show them that it's available to them, because otherwise it might not even occur to them that this industry exists at all.